I accidentally broke my punch needle and I'm so gutted. I've had this particular one for 8 years and it's the only one that I own because I never felt like I needed any other punch needles because this one was always perfect. And it was completely my fault why it broke as well, because I think this genuinely would have lasted for years. But basically I stabbed it like into the frame when I was finished using it, which I always do, but there was something metal behind the frame, so the needle pushed into the wood, and then I was using my scissors to try and pull the needle out and it flung somewhere in the studio and I heard it but I didn't see where it went, but I've had no luck finding it, which is really frustrating, but I'm still hoping that I'll be able to find it and fix it. But I did of course order myself a new Oxford punch needle, which I thought we could open together. I'm kind of intrigued if there's any differences between the two because this one's 8 years old and this one's obviously a newer one. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, I always get the 10 regular. Take the sleeve off. I think the packaging's really beautiful, it just feels really nice. And then if we open this, the first thing in here is a gauge swatch, which is handy, but I think the most helpful thing is just to experiment as much as you can using different weight yarns and materials, and you'll be able to figure all of this out for yourself through experience. And then we have the instructions, and finally our new punch needle, and I can already see that the colour is completely different, and I don't know if this one looks like this originally and if it's just naturally patinaed. I do prefer the wood on my older one. Oh, and also, so they have the little Oxford logo on the bottom, and on my older one, it's, if I can get it to focus, engraved in the wood, and on the newer one, it's just printed on. I know it sounds like I'm being very judgmental, but I think I'm just very emotionally attached to my old punch needle. I really hope I can find the needle to fix it, but I'm sure this beauty works just as well, and I'm really excited to have a punch needle back because I broke this one last week. So I've not been able to punch needle in a little while. So I have been working on 2 male duck pieces, and I think I'll probably work on them a little bit later today, but I did originally want to make a female duck just because I do think, yes, they are less flashy, but I think they are more interesting to look at, and I think they're going to translate really well into a textile piece if I can get all of the right textures and colours in there. I just didn't think that I had the right kind of yarns to really do a female duck justice, and I want to do it on a larger scale. These are smaller and I've kept the colours quite blocky and simple, but I want to do a larger female duck. Loads of texture, gonna use a punch needle, and I think I'll probably pop to some charity shops later in the week to try and source some more colours, but I think what I will do is go through my yarn today and pull out colours that will work, and then I can see what I'm missing and what I want to find. But I did of the duck a little while ago. I can't remember for the life of me which sketchbook it's in because I work in too many at once. Maybe it was in this bigger one. Oh yeah, went on kind of a duck binge. What does that really look? Oh yeah, this, I kind of want to do one like this. So I'm going to pull the colours. I really love the blue kind of teal colours they have in their wing here, and I really want to find the right colours for that. But I think mostly I need to find just as many browns and creams and colours like that as I possibly can. I think I definitely have a few, but I want a few more. I'm going to pull some bird books down from my rather precarious bookshelf. I think I have a few vintage ones up here, and it's always nice to use vintage illustrations as a reference. Oh, not that one. Pebbles. But there should be some Birdwatcher's Pocket Guide, RSPB Guide to British Birds, and this book. I'm not sure how many illustrations are in this one, but I will have a look. Okay, we have some really nice images here. I'll just mark that page. And then what have we got in this one? Well, look, here we are. We got some really cool illustrations here as well. I'm gonna have a look through those and use them as reference whilst I'm collecting the yarn. Okay, it's always fun trying to get yarn out of this top part without it all collapsing. But let me grab these. Definitely gonna go for this. It's like almost a boucle, but not quite. But I think that could work. Oh yes. I don't have loads of this, but I think that is perfect. Definitely. What else? Okay, this is the yarn that I was thinking of. This is a really beautiful, really textured boucle. Of course, I got it from a charity shop for 99p. I have a few of these, but I think this is going to work really, really well. Can you hear my birds next door? They're being really rather loud. I have some thinner boucle that's like cream with some brown tones. I have this colour which I used in the male duck, so I could possibly use that again. This one is a definite. I've been dying to use more of this. This is the one, I think I spoke about this one in my last video, but it's like an oatmeal colour and it's flecked with these almost iridescent silvery bits in. I think that's going to be perfect. I don't really know what's right at the top, to be honest. More of that boucle. See, I do have quite a lot of the brown that I spoke about. I have this orange mohair, and bear with me because I know this is probably not an obvious choice, but it's very thin and I could use this mixed in with any of the other yarns and it would give just a hint of the orange but with loads of texture, so I think I will probably try that. I will need something for the blue. It's very vibrant, isn't it? This is quite an obvious choice, but I don't really know if I love it. Is this too kind of electric, do we think? That's a maybe. Or I'm thinking alternatively, if I want my blue to have more dimension and not be so blocky, maybe do a combination of loads of different blues. Maybe majority this, but double it up with a lighter blue, or maybe this one. This one's got so many beautiful flecks in. Some darker blues, some purples, some yellows. Maybe that. Because I don't know if I just want to do one flat colour, but I suppose we can figure that out later. Oh, this will probably be a good cone to use. Okay, I think that's all that I have that will be suitable. And now I can get a better idea of yarn that I want to find. Because I only really have, as far as browns, I only really have these two, and I would like to find maybe like a mohair mix in a slightly different tone. I don't know, I really hope the charity shop gods are shining down on me this week because I've had no luck in charity shops recently, but it would be great if I could find some suitable yarn. Okay, let me pull all of this together and then we can see what we think. Those, that one, these. The orange, do have some cream, and have some blues, and we have the cone. Okay, so this is what we're working with so far, which is not as much as I had hoped actually. I have just found this grey blue flecked mohair which has got a really beautiful texture. I don't know if that will be any good, but I'll add it to the pile anyway. Okay, let's trim these two duck pieces. This shouldn't take too long. I think I'm going to start with this one first because it's my favourite. I've got coffee and cushion plasters to protect my fingers because when I'm using the scissors for a really long time, it kind of like chafes and I get these like bony knuckles and they get really sore. Like this. What I'm doing along here is cutting this line just so there's more definition between the background and the border. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's just a little bit cleaner. Honestly, the only reason I'm doing this on the floor outside of my studio and not in my studio is because I just hoovered my studio and I don't want all of these fibres all over the floor after I've just hoovered, so that's why we're out here. Look how much better the bottom looks than the top, just from a really simple trim. First one is done. Now I'm going to work on the second one before sewing the backing on them both. Both are done, and that didn't take an extortionate amount of time. I think it took about 2 hours, but they look so nice. Found some really cool books that I want to show you. I'm not going to get all of them because they are individually priced and some are quite expensive, but we have No Brow 10, which is chock full of the most beautiful art. Just so stunning. This one is £10. This Enid Blyton's Nature Lover book, which has a couple of really beautiful illustrations in. And this one is £8. This one I'm so intrigued by. It's called How to Make Amulets, Charms and Talismans, What They Mean and How to Use Them. I just think the cover's beautiful. This one's £8 as well. And it's full of all of these different charm ideas. Like a hex pillow. It's got these really cool motifs in. hand amulet. Quite intrigued by that one. But this is one that I think I'm going to get. This one is £15. It is the Nearsighted Monkey book. Picture this. And look at these end pages. Beautiful. I'm definitely going to get this one. Let me show you a closer look of it. Okay. As an example, I'll just give a little flick through. It's so beautiful. Oh, I have to get this. This book is stunning. I almost don't want to take it out of the packet, but I am going to, of course. I'm going to take off the price tag. I love these pages so much. This is such a stunning book. I'm so glad that I found it. I think this might be like one of my favourite finds in that charity shop. Just found a little paint palette for £1.50, and I've been looking for a little palette recently, so this is perfect. Scrapbook. I like the front cover. 75p. Seeing any brown yarn. This is where I got that velvet Neela from though, so it's always worth a look. Embroidery threads are 50p, which is good. Kind of looking for some golds actually, if they have any. No.
unfortunately I did not have much luck charity shopping. I did pick up the palette that I showed you in the shop, and I also got some yarn, but not the yarn that I was looking for the duck, but I know these will come in handy for my pigeon and like magpie pieces. So we have these two, and this is 80% mohair, and this one is also 80% mohair. I think they're the same brand actually. Yes they are, just slightly different shades. Are they, or are they the same? They look very similar actually now I'm looking at them. Because this also has flecks of green in. I'm wondering if this goes blue. Yeah, this is the same yarn. It has the same shade number as well. Okay. So I got 2 balls for £4 and then I got 4 balls for £7. Okay. Yeah, so I got loads of this, which is really, really pretty. And then I just got some DVDs to add to my collection, and that's literally everything that I found. Oh, apart from the top that I'm wearing, but I'll show you that on properly.